All right, good morning. This is not where I intended to be when we started the stream, but I got distracted by messing around with this. Um, I'll get that fixed and stuff. Okay, I was trying to look at this diagram really quick, and I found the toggle for light mode, dark mode, although I seem to have lost it. Oh, I see. It's because I went into this. Or did they just change the appearance theme? What's this? Okay, that's not a restart. Okay, so anyway, hello. Mainly, what are we doing today? Apparently going back to light mode. Yeah, okay. Get desktop. Not going to. Automatic. Okay. Sketch. Is that what this is? Don't like this. Interesting. Sure. Okay, anyway, so today, as is usually the case, we're working on glowing telegram. Rotate a little bit more. There we go. All right. Working on glowing telegram, as has been the case for over a year now. And so the last several streams working on AWS things, right? Working on back end and front ends and getting things deployed and essentially, I guess in a way, laying a foundation, right? So thinking about things in kind of a little bit bigger terms, right? So the project and kind of the direction it's going, we're kind of converging from a few different angles, right? So maybe like from five different directions. So one, a month or two ago, right, we were working on Stream Manager part of the application. Let's switch over here. Task, start, browser. So working on the Stream Manager and allowing us to have a single application. Still have this bug. Have a single application where we can go and interact with Twitch and the live stream as it is. Though it seems I've been disconnected. There we go. Yeah. So being able to see like tags on the stream and being able to look at the schedule and update tags and categories and stuff and ad management and eventually more. But this whole like live stream interaction kind of think like eventually what I want to do, because I have like Streamlabs for some things. I have a local tool, like I have a little web app that I run for some of the overlay stuff in OBS, which is part of that what's that repo called? It's like Verbose Carnival or something. Yeah, there we go. That has some of that stuff in it. So like merging all these things together is part of it. And then also whenever I live stream, I record also locally some very high quality videos or like separate audio tracks. It's very fancy. And being able to do like an analysis, throw that into like an LLM, and be able to auto summarize and segment into like highlights and clips and basically a thing to help me make VODs for YouTube, which is the thing I'm doing now, although I need to catch back up. And then eventually do edited content was the kind of the idea that inspired a lot of this work. So we have a front end and a back end application here in Glowing Telegram front end. So pursuing that angle, And then I'm gonna get to the point really soon. Uh, a thing we worked on not too long ago, I guess updated last week, but I think that it's been a month or two since we're really seriously working on Glowing Telegram video editor. So this is a front end component. It's going to plug in to the Glowing Telegram front end to be able to provide a UI to look at a stream, look at the video, look at the audio, look at the metadata and all the things that are extracted from the video, to be able to either review what the AI suggests or just to manually edit what gets taken from the streams and turned into either VODs or edited content or highlights or maybe YouTube shorts or whatever I do. So there's that's like 4 different things, right, converging. And then 5th one is the thing that I want to work on today. So this is something that over the last maybe 6 weeks or so, I've been thinking about and trying some stuff out. And to start with, if you happen to have been looking at the project in GitHub, the Glowing Telegram project, you might see I have some next things here. Provide alternate cut list export from stream. And then create function to convert cut list file into FFmpeg commands. And then a batch process to actually do the thing for real as part of the system, right? So the... yeah, okay, I have 2 active things. I would, anyway, getting distracted. So what is a cut list? So in the program right now, if we go back to the main part of the UI, and we look at a stream, say this stream, and we go to the timeline, one of the things I can do right now is I can create episodes from segments. These segments aren't quite right. I would want to rearrange them. But the idea being that I can say, hey, in this, 3-hour long stream, here's where stuff is actually happening. Now make an episode for each thing. And then once I've done that, we go to the episodes view. There we go. We select some episodes. I have this bulk export OTIO. And so this is the open timeline format. I'm not sure if the last of those things or anything. But it's basically a way of saying, if you have some video files, how do you take segments of video from the video files and turn them into a final video, right? And so that is it. It has a bunch of features that I don't need. It's a more complicated format, and I don't want to bake something in to this flow that is a, it adds like this it's an interface, right? It's a thing where one system provides an output, another system takes that output as an input. If that has a lot of flexibility, has a lot of capability that I'm not going to use, it's a big interface, and too big for what I need to do. So I was like, let me define the smallest thing that will accomplish what I need to do, right? So that's what this task was. And so I had started on that here by defining a schema for a cut list. And so a cut list is composed of a bunch of things. And honestly, it's probably easier just to look at some JSON of it. It's a little bit more compact. I can't fold in this view. Okay, so anyway, so it has a set of input media. So these would be like, I call them S3 locations. In this case, it's like just a path locally for the purposes of this test script. And it has start and end times or frames in this case, right? So in this video, start here and here, and that's one input. So I define a bunch of inputs, This could be fancier where I give like each one a name and I reference it by name, but no, it's just by index, right? Um, Interesting. Oh yeah. No, this makes sense. In this particular case, every media file, every location only has one section. And but I definitely want to support the idea of being able to cut multiple pieces from one video and having multiple sections, right? So that's why then this is actually fairly simple. I can say, okay, how do I make the output video? Well, I take media at index 0, so the first media, the first section, second media, first section, third media, first section, and then the fourth media, first section, and then I have a little transition capability, so I can say, hey, so all of these are just like stacked one after the other, and then this one has they're like the videos are overlapped slightly with the transition. So basically, what I've come up with is a format to define what I would typically do in DaVinci Resolve for like taking the videos from streams and turning them into a video that I would upload to YouTube. Now, how do I get this? Well, I did some code to kind of do the equivalent of the OTIO export, but for this new format. It's not actually hooked up to a button yet. I just like wrote some unit tests because that allows me to like define some test data. I could just open what I'm talking about. Let's see. I could just define what does the input data look like. Well, this is like an episode with some tracks, and here is a stream that has a set of videos. So then I can say, hey, run my function, and I can make sure that it looks right. So I did all this, right? So just kind of vetting that it would actually work with the data I have, and it would seemingly make sense. So that's kind of the work so far. And then what I want to do next, what I want to work on today is something that's going to show whether or not this is going to work, or how much work it's going to actually be to make happen. So in previous tests, I have been experimenting with just running FFmpeg and giving, basically just on the command line, giving it a bunch of options. So something over the last couple of months that I've really grown to appreciate is how powerful FFmpeg is as a just as a tool. It has a lot of capabilities. I will a disclaimer. All I've done so far is I wrote this comment, and then GitHub Copilot wrote all of this, and then I fixed it up a little bit because it was a little broken, like obviously broken, but we still need to actually run the command and see how it works. So I ran this script. This script doesn't run the command because I'm not that trusting. I'll have it print the command, which is over here. So this is the command that it generates, and maybe it even works. I'm dubious about this overlay thing. I'm also, yeah, we'll see. Probably this command will not work, and we'll just start gutting things out of it, out of like the program, and then come back and like add things on. So what I have is I have some real video files from a stream from August 14th, October 14th. And then I have some additional assets. These are the wrong folders, so I should probably fix that. This intro.mp4 actually supposed to be. The outro is right. I don't think I do have a video. Let's see. It might be in art. I'm sure there's nothing secret in this folder. Some Dali stuff. Where's the intro? It's I made a thing. Oh, it might be. Hold on one second. I had a FFmpeg's test. Okay, we'll switch back to the other thing. Let's see, reveal in File Explorer. Get that one up there. File. We'll switch back. So glowing Telegram workspace. Now, which one of these is the right thing? Is it? No, it's not that. Is it that? No. Is it this? Could be this. Where is it? I think it's this one. Now that looks just like a black screen, but I think it's the right thing. Unless, so basically I have an effect that does like a hexagon iris effect. Actually, spent some time. FFmpeg, let me sing FFmpeg's praises some more. Has some really cool like transition effects and things built in, and the ability to like give it more complex like calculated things to make your own stuff. I could not figure out how to make it to a hexagon though, in the way that I want it. Okay, so I don't not have thing. Let's do video. Let's put in art. Also give it a name that's more, let's call it intro hex, I guess. Okay, so this will be like, we'll see if this works. Intro hex dot mkv. All right, we'll give that a shot. So let me run this script again. All right, so we basically, what we do is we grab all the video files in question. And what's neat is then, why are these not escaped? So we have selects.quote for some things, but not others. I guess it's not, oh, it's not either, right? These don't have spaces in the names. Okay. So we have all these different input files. And then the numbers with either a :V or a :A are like this refers to the video stream of this file. I know that much. And then the result of doing this, starting at this frame and ending at this frame, is stored as V0. Stored, it's like named that. So you can basically build a pipeline, really like a graph of like operations here. And so that's what we're doing. We're like picking out all of the sections that were selected through to here, both the audio and the video. One thing I know that's going to be a problem is that my videos have multiple audio tracks, and we will need to potentially do things with that. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So then this, it combines the video and audio, and I think this, I don't know if this actually works or not, but it looks like what it's doing is combining the video audio and renaming that as V0. Yeah, and then, okay. I I don't know if this will work, but how about we find out? So this will make a output.mp4 in my local directory. If I even have FFmpeg installed. I do. All right. We have problems. Excellent. Option start frame not found. Okay, so that was a hallucination for atrim. Atrim does not have a start frame option. This is probably where what we need to do is have like the FFmpeg docs up. We're gonna be staring at this for a bit. So filters. Probably want to have filter complex. Actually, that might get us close to the yeah. So atrim. Okay. Atrim. Well, I tried. Filters documentation. There we go. So atrim. There we go. Trim the input so the output contains one continuous subpart of the input. It takes start and end, start PTS, end PTS, start sample, end sample. So start in duration is expressed as time duration specifications. So samples instead of seconds. FFmpeg samples versus frame rate. Yeah. I mean, my intuition there is those are going to be different, right? Because we have a different rate of essentially a different frame rate for audio versus video. They use different terms. Here's a Stack Overflow answer as well. Number of samples per frame. For video, frame consists of things. For audio. So what happens if we just, I mean, it's going to be wrong, right? I think. But, so where is atrim? So if we do start PTS and end PTS, is that the only place where we use atrim? Yeah. We get a new command. Too many inputs specified for the fade filter. So we're just gonna like kind of increment through all the problems until we get something that gives us an output, and then we can start looking at the output and figuring out what is wrong with it, because most surely there will be something wrong with it. So we're looking for, let's go back to the top to the table. Fade. Fade. All right, so how are we trying to use fade here? Fade. maybe it would be best to look at what the command that we just ran was and then go from there. So here's where we're trying to use fade. I think for now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this kind of transition logic. And see what kind of command we get. Okay, so media type mismatch between the parsed ASET PTS3 filter output pad 0 and the parsed overlay 28 filter input pad 1. What does it mean? What does that mean? Mismatch. Shall we just try a simpler thing? That's definitely an option. I think also what I'll do here is instead of like I don't need to parse, like keep it as JSON and parse it. Let's just do this. Let's say data is this. It should be Python compatible. What I want to do is I'm just going to comment out overlay tracks here. Are we doing anything with audio mix changes? Okay, good. Just make a simpler command. No such filter empty string. That's interesting. No such filter empty string. That's okay. So that this. This is all one string for filter complex. Move this for now. It's going to cut it down until it works. Interesting. He doesn't like that leaving space or something. Oh, I see. Yeah, what I should do here is let's do this. Say filter complex. parts equal, yeah, okay, there you go. Then we say sure now. Actually, something like what FFmpeg and parts append join, no spaces. That doesn't seem right. A space, but then do something like that. That stuff. Is this going to make a difference? I don't know, but it's definitely better. That semicolon at the end might be a problem. Are there supposed to be semicolon? I should look at the docs. I have them open, right, for filter complex. One thing we can do is, yeah, it is separated by semicolons. One thing you can do with filter complex is you can actually have all the stuff written out to a file and have it read. So you can write just a huge, complicated set of filtering operations. Okay, so here, I actually want to join with semicolon. So new command, right? Because at some point, you know, your filter gets your complex filter gets so complex that it can't fit on the command, like it can't fit as a command anymore. All right, cool. Stream specifier :A and filter graph description. This thing matches no streams. Yes, that is likely because maybe one of their videos doesn't have an audio stream in it. Could that be why? Let's make this simpler. Let's take out, click comments out all this. These wouldn't be used anyway, right? Because we're not selecting from them, except for maybe this one. It's definitely a simpler command, isn't it? Filter A set PTS has an unconnected output. Interesting. Right, so this one, trim, we set to V2. 2A, trim. No, that goes to H2. This goes to A0. What we have to do at this point is, first of all, the first thing I see here is that we should do like FFmpeg command parts.append, name of the output file, which, yeah, So another thing, this is just like for testing purposes. Am I going to keep it as a Python script? Maybe. Maybe I'll rewrite it as Rust. Maybe I'll rewrite, it doesn't matter. Like the whole this is all just prototyping to figure out how to transform our cut list data structure into an FFmpeg command, and to have it do the thing so that it automates the process that I'm still doing with the DaVinci Resolve program today. So is this hey Brainless, Mr. Brainless Society, how's it going? Let me just try this. So we know we're producing a thing called V0, V1, and V2. So is it the case that I can do just like V0, V1, and V2? Doing well, playing a bit with live view. Oh yeah, so that's my brain wants to say Scala. No, Elixir, Phoenix live view. Something to do with WebSockets, maybe. I was looking at that something in that sphere. Yes, recently. I didn't dig too deeply into it. It was just like someone like writing a post about it, like just a couple of paragraphs, and I was like, but what is the use case? Can we just do the same thing? Yeah, we'll want to do like these options as well at some point, because this is going to ultimately be something where the output of this process is going to be something that can be uploaded to YouTube. So we'll want to render it in. I mean, I upload things to YouTube as 1440p anyway, but we could, some optimization we can do to cut down on the file size. Very nice framework to do server-side render of single-page apps. Okay. Well, I might have to give it a try sometime. Okay, so does this work? Output.mp4 already exists. Overwrite. Yes. Filter ASET PTS has an unconnected output. Huh. ASET PTS A2. Wait, what? Filter ASET PTS? Well, I guess, yeah, so this is like doing atrim and then ASET PTS. A1, A0. Maybe I'll Google that. I think you will like it. Okay. Open a tab with that Google search. So it's the full name is like Phoenix Live View, right? I can't spell Phoenix apparently, but this thing. Reddit. What's the catch? That this is a lot to consume. Is there a good like intro? It's not a video. Daily dev, okay. Sure. Okay, that'll be for later. Okay, filter has an unconnected output. So I'm probably just doing something wrong because I don't really understand FFmpeg. here it's doing a thing to the video, semicolon, another thing to second video, and then so what does this end up doing? Start end. Start end. Fade format. Brainless says one thing I like a lot about it is let's say I have a list of data from database records and I am displaying those in a page. I added a pub sub to listen for new record creation, which triggers an update for the page. The fun part is that the WebSocket traffic only contains the changed data. Sure. Right, so you get some kind of like pre-baked. You represent the idea of connecting data source to data display. So like model to view, right? To use that metaphor. And then when things change, it just pushes what changed. Something like that. Something like that, yep. Okay, so like fade in SRC. Oh, right. Okay. I wasn't paying close enough attention, right? So they do this operation. They call it first clip. They do this operation. They call it second clip. They do this operation for this again. Fade out SRC. Do this one. Fade in SRC. Fade in SRC format. Fade. Call it fade in. Call it fade out. Fade in FIFO. Fade in. Okay. Whatever that does, I don't know. And then they overlay, call that crossfade, and then first clip crossfade, second clip cat equals n3. What does this look like if we do? Jake Jardashian. Hello.
Jake_Jardashian just subscribed for 11 months.
Thanks for the resub. Well, this is not what I want. Can we do something? Should it look like this then? Do cat 3. This. Let's see. Cat equals n equals 3. Maybe this works. And then I don't need the map. In case it's not clear, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to cobble something together that works so that we can use that as a base. Doing things that it's thinking anyway. We should do -y so we don't get that confirmation screen. All right, Brainless said, I think I mentioned this to you, but I created a mocking server. I remember something about a mocking server. Thus, our stack attempts to retrieve a mock response. Certain header is present. Yeah, that's a way. Otherwise, it calls the real host in the UI, and it's done with live view. Let's see. Hopefully, something in there only respects the mocking header if it's non-production. This is my first thought reading that, actually. Jake says, morning. Hey, 11 months indeed, almost a year. Uh, what am I working on? Yeah. So basically, when I the the story of Glowing Telegram, right? Basically, I'm working on Glowing Telegram. Is only deployed to dev and QA. Okay, cool. That is definitely a fucked of leaving something like that and letting it be in prod, and then suddenly things go right. So the idea here is that I have the. I just pull up the folder. Maybe I can. So I didn't pull up this one. Video. Where is Discord gonna open? Hopefully on the other screen when it actually does. Can I change the view to not show the navigation? There we go. All right, cool. Bam. So I have all of these video files. Many video files. Each, most of them being 20 minutes long. And the idea being that what I would like to be able to do is do the thing. So today, when I put up a VOD to YouTube, what I will do is I use Glowing Telegram to identify the right video files, to do silence detection, to automatically find start and end points for within the stream between my hourly breaks. And basically, so not even basically, it makes a OTIO, so open timeline format. It's like an XML file, I think it is, that I can import into DaVinci Resolve. And then within DaVinci Resolve, I have the ability to like confirm that like start and endpoint times are correct. And then I have to do some manual things where I have placeholders because OTIO can't, or at least the way I have it set up, does not automatically apply my little watermark. Like this was originally live streamed on Twitch, like subscribe reminder thing that pops up a little bit later, and then add the outro video on the end, applies the transition, applies the I did make it so that the OTIO import will automatically apply the intro video transition, where it goes from like a small hexagon and expands out and you see the video, which I like. But I have to like actually do that locally. I have to like open DaVinci Resolve, create a new project, import the file, review everything, which I need to do anyway, and then click a thing, remember to do the export a certain way, make sure to click normalize audio, make sure to select 1440p, click render, and then it's just running locally. And I need to do that when I'm not streaming, or when Windows might randomly reboot my computer. So I would like to automate that, like to bring, that's like the one thing that like that, and I did go back to manually uploading because it's pretty easy at that point if I'm having to do manual stuff anyway, take the file and upload it to YouTube. But I would like to have that whole workflow be automated, where there's just like in-app I can review, yeah, that's the right place to start the episode, that's the right place to end it, click go, and it goes. And that happens in the background over in AWS. It uploads to YouTube, and it properly handles the throttling and kind of the quotas for upload. So that's the context, right? So right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take a series, a set of 3 video files, these files, and concatenate them together into a single MP4. And that's basically it, because I turned off most of the other things, the other fancy things that I'm trying to do, just to see it work. And then we can start to add the other things back in. So there we go. It's doing a thing. We're not dropping frames or anything, so it looks like it's being able to cope with doing this. So we're making output.mp4. So the pro to taking this thing where I'm actually using real video files. This is like an hour of video, right? Is that the pro is that I can actually see the result and verify it looks the way I would expect. The con is that it takes some time. So actually, I want that. I want this back. Let's see. Backslash something WSL. Forget $WSL. Oh, there we go. Is it this one? What folder am I in? Am I making output to MP4? I am. Yeah. So how long is it going to take? Is it possible to open? I mean, VLC did open. It did not play it though, so I guess the answer is no. How long is this going to take? How can we tell? So we're at 24,000 frames. That's bad. Like, I already know that each of these, well, at least I'm taking 72,000 frames from each of these two videos and then less from the first. So we are testing that. Maybe, yeah, this is gonna take too long. Let's interrupt that and let's do this. So this is 60 FPS. So if we take, I don't know, 600 frames, 10 seconds. Take 10 seconds from this video and 10 seconds from this video. That should be a lot faster, right? Hey, and dash Y did make it not confirm. It's thinking. One would think this would be a lot faster. So, yeah, stream mapping. So it takes the first video and does the trim. It takes the first file's audio and trims. So it does that for all three files. And then things happen. So, yeah, 1,800 frames total. So when this hits 1,800, it should be done. If I understand what's happening. Oh. Ta-da. Me. Okay, there we go. 7 megabytes. So 10 seconds of the first one, and then 10 seconds of the second one. Oh, I guess this was a Monday stream. Did we go? I couldn't tell. 18, 19, 20. Oh yeah, okay. Cool. So it works. For some definition of work. Which is perfect because it's been about an hour. I'm going to take a quick break here. to get up out of this chair and walk around a little bit. And I'll be back in, 3 or 4 minutes. And we will try to incrementally add some more features to this. I'll probably just leave it to like 10 seconds of each video so that the render is faster. But we can try adding the outro, adding the intro, adding other things. So